What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Test Level. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So I wanted to wait until nighttime to kind of record this video and show it for you guys, but I'm going to be talking about one, the light sync mode, and two, I kind of want to get into Grok as well. Starting things off with light sync. So here is my ambient light. The default color is red, and I change it here and there, but right now it's sitting as red. And with light sync, essentially what it does is it kind of flickers on and off according to like the video's like tune and like the beats that, you know, the audio provides. Now you can have it in two modes. One, it can do that with just your current light color that you have, or it can sync with the album's art cover, with the color of the album's art. And essentially, you know, if you have like, which I use YouTube Music, if it's like the album art is like red, it'll be red. If it's blue, it'll have a blue ambient light to it. And then when I'm not playing audio, it kind of switches back to red. Now, with videos, it's the same thing. Like whatever the thumbnail art is, essentially like the main color, then it'll kind of sync with that. And this works like if I'm watching like a normal YouTube video, like someone I'm subscribed to. I can open up my own video here on MTG Productions. Well, I mean, not Test Level, but my main channel, MTG Productions. I'm actually going to open up this one right here. I have the audio turned off, but let's turn it just a little bit. So here it is.
But we don't get an iPad mini every single year. But there is a new report that the next...
So I'm going to lower the volume and just watch how the color just changes essentially, and it kind of beats on and off. Now you do have to actually have the audio for that. So if there's no audio, essentially, like if you're not running anything, it's not going to do that. If it's like a video like mine where I talk about products, you're not going to notice it too much, but as you can see right here, there is a slight beat to it. Like it just, you know, fades in and out, and it kind of changes the brightness of the ambient light. Which is actually kind of weird because this thumbnail art is not red, so it's kind of weird how it's doing that. But this works with regular videos. This works with YouTube Music, Spotify, and all that good stuff. Now I'm going to lower the volume just again, so I can go into YouTube Music. Let me just make this turn real quick and go into YouTube Music. Let's see what we got. I don't know. Let's open up this one right here. So I must have turned it off. So I got to go back into Toy Box. This one does says match album art cover. There you go. So I want to lower that again. I want to change to, let's do punk rocker. This one was from Superman. So now as you can see right here, it is like a yellow color, and that's because the album art is yellow. So again, it's not, I don't have copyright music on this. If I open it up, it's going to copyright, but essentially this is what it is. Now, if you notice, like when I turn the volume off, when I lower the volume, I'll put it that way, you won't see anything going on. So you want to make sure the volume is on. Just like that. I don't want to get copyrighted, but essentially that is what it is. In fact, I can go to YouTube and I'll do a no copyright music, and let's do this one right here. I don't know what this is, but so we gotta switch the source. Right here, let's switch the source to Bluetooth. All right, there we go. Let's try a different one. There we go, now it's blue. Let's skip a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's actually really nice that it does that. So that's a new feature that has made its way to Tesla vehicles. And another thing is, since I'm driving right now, it's still in blue, but when I get out of the car and get back in, it'll switch back to my default, which was red. Now another thing is going to be Grok. Grok is now found in Teslas, and it's essentially, it's an AI tool. It's like ChatGPT. Now I have the Grok app on my iPhone, and I'm starting to make my transition from kind of ChatGPT to Grok AI, and that's because like I have Twitter Premium or X Premium, I guess that's what it's called nowadays. I still can't really get used to calling it X, but whatever. And Grok is included in that, and I didn't want to end up, paying extra for ChatGPT 2. And I use ChatGPT every single day for my work, for my business here for Tesla Volt, for like ideas and just for scripting and bullet points and this and that, and also for other parts of the business. And like I said, I'm slowly making my way to Grok AI. So I'm actually really excited that Grok is here. However, you are going to notice something that I'm going to point out that I'm not really happy with, and hopefully Tesla does update it with a software update, and we'll get that feature. But to do it, you have to hold the mic button, and I'm going to hold it right here, and it shows my name right here. So, hey Grok, how are you doing today?
Yo, your name's looking good there. I'm doing awesome, thanks for asking. How about you? What's the vibe today?
I'm doing pretty good. Do you know where my name is from? Like what ethnicity, what country?
To figure out where your name comes from, I'd need to know what it is. Mind sharing? Once you do, I can dig into its cultural or geographical roots, like whether it's tied to a specific ethnicity or country, based on linguistic patterns and historical naming trends.
Didn't you just see my name, however?
Oh, you got me there. I didn't actually see your name. I'm just picking up on our chat vibes. Mind sharing your name so I can dive into its origins for you?
Sure, I'll spell it for you. My name is M-E-L-I-H.
Cool, thanks for spelling it out. Melih is a Turkish name, primarily used for boys, meaning handsome, graceful, or beautiful in Turkish culture. It's got roots in the Turkish language, with some influence from the Arabic word malih, which carries similar vibes of charm and positivity. It's a name that's all about aesthetic appreciation and good qualities parents hope to pass on.
Sweet. Now, I want to ask you this. I have my main channel, YouTube channel, where it's like my main business, MTG Productions, and I need you to find all of the specs about the latest Google Pixel 10 series and write it in a bullet list for me. And can you also take that bullet list and save it so you can send it to me through like an email or save it on my Grok account?
All right, let's get you those Google Pixel 10 series specs for your YouTube channel, MTG Productions. Love the hustle, by the way. I'll compile the specs in a concise bullet list based on the latest info available. However, I can't directly save or send emails since I don't have access to your Grok account or email capabilities. But don't worry, I'll provide the list here, and you can easily copy it for your use, or I can suggest ways to get it to you, like pasting it into a doc or sharing it via a platform you use. Here's the rundown on the Pixel 10, Pixel 10
Hold
Pro.
up. Can you share this through some sort of platform?
I hear ya. You want those Pixel 10 specs shared somewhere handy for your MTG Productions work. Since I can't directly email or save to a Grok account, I can suggest a few platforms to get the info to you. You could paste the bullet list I'll provide into a Google Doc, Notion, or even a Discord Slack channel if you use those for your channel planning. Alternatively, I can format the specs in a way that's easy to copy into a YouTube script or description. Just let me know your preferred platform or method, and I'll whip up the list to fit. For now, here's the Google Pixel 10 series.
I use Notion for my MTG work. Would you be able to like share it to my Notion account perhaps? Or would I have to copy myself and write it down myself?
Nice. Notion's a solid choice for organizing your MTG Productions workflow. Unfortunately, I can't directly push content to your Notion account since I don't have access to it or any integration to make that happen. What I do is give you the Google Pixel 10 series specs in a clean, copy-paste ready format that you can easily drop into a new Notion page or database. I'll format it clearly so it's a breeze to transfer. If you want, I can also include some Notion-specific tips for organizing it, like turning it into a table.
Okay, so essentially, that was actually really great. It felt like a normal conversation you would have. However, that's when I first tried Grok, that was the first thing I wanted to see if it works, is when I'm like driving, I want to make my time as productive as possible, which is why I'm actually really excited for the future of full self-driving. So when the car is, fully driving on its own without any intervention, which, Tesla's working on, hopefully we get, unsupervised FSD in the next couple of years, I can take that time to maximize my workflow and get even more work done. Because, for example, like a 20-minute drive, yes, even if I have full self-driving supervised turned on, I still have to keep my eyes on the road. So essentially, I can't really do work that 20 minutes, or I can't, do something else, maybe like eat some food or have a nice cup of coffee without, having to worry about taking over the wheel at some point. Like, my point with, my main business is to maximize my time and my productivity. So that's why I asked Grok to see if it can, send the latest information about the Pixel 10 series to my Grok account, or save like the chat, or send it through an email, whatever it is. And Grok can't do that. And that's kind of what I do with ChatGPT. I get to save those chats. I have different folders that I can, look up my past chats and the information that I asked ChatGPT to hold on to. So that's kind of what I want to see in a future update with Grok, is hopefully they'll be able to do that, where the Grok on this Tesla will be able to integrate with my Grok account, and every chat that I have here in the car will be able to sync into my account so I can see it later on. That way, when I get home, I already have those specs already, so I can kind of study them, research them, and once I get, the latest phone, which is in this case the Pixel 10 series, in hand, I'm able to study it and use it and learn about the phone while having those specs with me, because phones are coming out so consistently at this point. I used to be good at remembering specs, but now it's like, just because they're coming out so frequently and so often, it's harder to keep up with the specs. So that's what I wanted to try. But other than that, with having good conversations, it's really nice. And especially like if you're going on long road trips and you just want to have a conversation, or you wanted to tell you a story, whatever it is, you have that. Of course, you need to make sure you have that premium connectivity. So that's like $9.99 a month. Or it's going to be connected to your Wi-Fi. Or if you have Starlink, for example. If you have Starlink, it has to have some sort of internet access, and then it will work. Now, if you didn't notice, it does take a second or two to kind of respond back. However, let's say it's talking and you just want to cut it off right away, it pauses and it lets you speak. So that's a plus. Like, it was going to run me down the specs of the Pixel 10, which at this point, I'm not interested, because I wanted to see if it could save that info. It's not going to, so I'll just leave that for when I get home. And I cut it off, and it let me continue what I asked it to do, and that was it, you know. So overall, I think Grok is great. Having Grok integration in the Tesla, for me, is great. I just hope to see an update like this at least. And not everyone's going to be like me. Not everyone's going to need something like this. But I feel like if it had this, for me, it'd be more, it would maximize my time and maximize my productivity, my workflow, essentially. So then I know, like, hey, during the day, if I have to go somewhere, I can also continue to plan for the business, continue to plan for my channels while I am driving. Because I feel like, for me at least, I lose out a lot of time when I'm driving. Going to and from somewhere, 20 minutes, going to somewhere, coming back, 20 minutes, let's say, that's 40 minutes. If your workplace is like 30 minutes each day, going and coming back, that's an hour of your time spent on the road that you can't use because, like, this feature is not available. At least for me. Again, I'm speaking on what I would like to see. Other than that, I really like that the Grok integration is here. I really like this whole light sync. This wasn't a huge summer update that I was originally anticipating, because I feel like last year's summer update was much bigger. And this year, it was like, it's small but good upgrades. And that's what I love about my Model 3. And this applies to old Teslas, is you get software updates that makes your car better and better. You get these new features that consistently makes the car better over time. I didn't have the automatic trunk. So like when you walk up to it, when I first got the car, you'd walk up to the trunk, it wouldn't open. Now I have that feature. This light sync feature is great. You have this Grok feature, which is awesome. There wasn't YouTube Music when I first got the car. It integrated and built it. Now there's YouTube Music, so I don't need to go through go through the app separately on my phone and open it up that way. I have it right, built into the Tesla here. And there's so many other updates that came through software that's just made this car so much better. And I really, really do appreciate it. So hopefully that's like another update I'll see with Grok in the Tesla that actually saves your conversation in the app. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. And thank you all so much for the support. I'm trying to get back on the grind with Tesla content, especially here, just sharing my experience driving this car. And hopefully you'll probably see more videos of me just driving and talking. And I hope you guys enjoy those types of videos. I just like pretty much driving and talking and just sharing my thoughts and opinions pretty much about everything, but here mainly on Tesla. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.